The other type of shoe, this is a trail shoe, and I just brought this because Park Service and all. And this is a shoe that you could wear, like I run on the McDade, and I can run either the road shoe or a trail shoe. It doesn't really matter. The differences in road and trail is that a trail shoe has like a plate in here so that you don't feel the rocks underneath. If you stepped on a rock with this shoe, it's going to cave into the rock. And this shoe, if you stepped on a rock, it's going to pivot. So that's the biggest difference. And the other difference is you can see that it has a more aggressive outsole. So it's a lot more sure-footed as far as slipping and that kind of thing. So you could go with either one. The only thing is trail shoes generally don't give you the same kind of support like this kind of shoe, because on trails you're not really going heel-toe, or you're more like hopping and your steps are different. So, but that's also an option for you, and they are usually darker colors. So that's a trail shoe. This shoe generates a lot of interest. This is the new craze. This is the barefoot running. Now, it's not a shoe that I would recommend to any of you. If you wanted to get an additional shoe, then this would be it. But I wouldn't get this as your primary shoe. And these shoes basically give you a little bit of protection underneath your foot for rocks and just the concrete or whatever you're running on. There's no support in them. There's nothing to them. The idea is that you land on the ball of your foot. So a lot of runners and walkers try to change up their form, and that's what they get a shoe like this, because you have to land on the ball of your foot. If you try that in a road shoe, it's a little harder because the shoe is trying to correct you and do the work for you. So you put this on, you will not hit your heel, because you can't. You'll fracture your heel. So even if you just took your shoes off and ran across the grass, you'd see you're running on the ball of your foot. So that's what this is for. We try to sell it as a training tool. So if you want to try to change your form, this is a great thing to get. I don't recommend it to probably 90% of our customers. If you went out, if you bought this shoe and went and tried to run, you'd probably get injured. So it's not, it's to be used with caution. I have a pair I wear around the store, and boy, I'll tell you, my legs cramp up, my feet cramp up at night. You can really notice it's working, and I don't notice it when I'm wearing it, but I notice it at night or the next day. So it's something you have to really work up to. They're cool looking, they're fun, but with caution.
How much are those? Like $100 too?
Yeah, 90 to 100. Okay. Yeah, and there's a couple different versions, but so that's something. If you, like I said, if you were going to get a shoe, I would not get this as your primary shoe. So just an aside, other things that we have are inserts.
24350.
Can you turn that down for me, please?
Inserts are not for everybody, but some people need it to support the arch in the shoe, because you have two things going on in the shoe. You have the arch collapsing, and then you have it rolling. So the shoe's helping with the rolling, but it's not doing anything on this part. So if people come in and they complain of arch issues, usually our approach is to try the shoe and see if the shoe corrects you. If it doesn't, they come back and we pop an insert in. So we have those options. And then also to get a good technical sock. A good technical sock is a non-cotton sock. It's going to wick, it's going to keep your feet dry. When you get done walking and you take your sock off, it's going to be wet, but your feet are going to feel dry. So you won't have any blisters and issues like that. And this is just a trail sock, which is, again, they're darker colors, and this is a little thicker. So we have different heights and different thicknesses and colors. But that's pretty much the rundown on shoes. So if you have questions, could you start from the beginning? I think she's got a good one.
I had a question. If you are recovering from, like we were talking about, a knee injury or an ankle injury, and are getting to the point where you can run again, but you still feel like that night or the next day after you run, like you can feel it in your knee and in your ankle. Is it possible you need a different kind of shoe, or just?
Well, that's a hard thing to say because of your recovering from an injury. If you didn't have the injury and you started to feel that, then I would say you probably have the wrong shoe. But with the injury, previous injury, that's a tough call. Yeah, we have to the shoe that you're in it's not that much stability, and I don't think it would be that cheap for you.
Okay.
So.
What about like those sandals, like the Evas, the more upper end sandals, not the flip flops,
Well,
but
that's
in summertime, that's all I wear.
well, they're good for working your muscles and all, but they don't absorb the shock.
I don't run. My running days are over.
But for walking?
For walking, I'll go on any trail with this.
Well, if you're comfortable with them, I mean, I usually like our approach is sort of like, and I said this too, like if it's working for you.
You get an occasional stone between
Right.
the sandal and the foot. But
Yeah, I have like those Chacos, and I love those shoes, but I wouldn't go far in them because they don't absorb shock. So something's got to give. So, but if it's working, same thing.
I don't know if it's working or not. I have all kinds of pain in my legs.
You might want to think of something else and see if it helps.
For you might, like I do, I run all over the Gap here, and I run it in this shoe. And I don't have any issues when I run with this. It's not as breathable maybe as a sandal, but I know the shoe's going to take the beating on my footwork. So that could be an option for you.
To walk on soft ground.
Well, you might want to try those shoes, though, really.
Yeah, they make this shoe in a, what they call a Czech Sport, which has these little grippies on it for trails. So maybe that's the way you're headed, I don't know.
Is there a big price difference between if you're going to get a trail shoe and a running sneaker? Are they like
Well, about the same. Like this one retails for $99. Yeah, I think it's I don't think it went up. So yeah, they're about the same.
I'm lonely, well I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well I know I'm gonna dream about the kind